You're listening to the Savoir Faire audio experience.
Are you ready?
The Savoir Faire experience is your guide to everything that has to do with lifestyle. From dating, rides, style, and entertainment. All brought to you by the editor of Savoir Faire magazine, Robert White. Anything goes on this audio experience. So, let's go.
It's still the best.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Savoir Faire audio experience. Thank you guys for caring, sharing, and following. Really appreciate all of the love. If you're here in New York, I want to talk to you about something that's coming up at the end of the month into next month. VAPE, the Grease parody, is hitting Off-Broadway, and today we're connecting with Scott Silagy and Lara Strong, who are playing Danny and Sandy in this Broadway show. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing good. We just come from rehearsal day after our first preview, so it's good energies all around.
Oh, yeah. Not too early of a morning today, so we got it, did some good work, and now we got the rest of our day off.
Glad to hear, guys. Yeah, very, very excited to hear a little bit about this show, but I definitely want to be able to highlight the two people that we're literally talking with right now. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. We'll kind of go back and forth and really allow you guys to kind of give some of your background, where you're from, things like that. And then we'll dive directly into VAPE, which sounds like a super cool, unique Broadway show, and I'm excited to talk about it. So Scott, let's start with you. I want to learn a little bit about your background. When I was doing some research on you today, I realized that you're kind of a veteran to this Broadway stuff. You've been around for a little bit and doing a lot. So can you talk to me a little bit about how, theater became part of your world, and then talk to me a little bit about like some of the stuff you've actually done?
Yeah, for sure. I've been lucky enough to have a pretty solid last couple of years. And I started with, I moved to New York City to go to Marymount Manhattan College up on the Upper East Side. And I had some great professors there who taught me a lot of things, and they worked with me to be able to audition while I was in school. And so my passion for theater just grew from that program. So I'm very thankful for them. And then I was lucky enough to take part in the Hairspray National Tour. I was in the ensemble, and I covered Lincoln Corny, and my character's name was Sketch, and that was like the best time ever. I did 10 months on the road all over the United States and Canada.
Wow.
And it's been quite the ride so far.
What do you appreciate? I'm going to go to Sandy on this question too, but I'm just curious about that. Obviously, being part of like Hairspray, Footloose, Rock of Ages, like you've been on a handful of things that have kind of been off Broadway or even traveled. Do you kind of appreciate being in one location, like being in an off Broadway show just in New York every night instead of having to travel the country, or do you like moving around? What's your thought on that?
Oh, absolutely. There are pros and cons to both. I loved getting to travel around the country and see all these different places through work. It was a very great, it was a brand new experience to me, and I had a great time. But there are the homesickness qualities to all of that. So, I mean, when I did Footloose, that was out on Long Island. So I was able to live in my apartment in New York City. And then I just wrapped up a production of Jagged Little Pill out in White Plains, and I was able to be in my apartment. And then now I'm getting to do the show off Broadway. So being able to stay in my own space has benefited me in so many ways. Just staying grounded, I'm able to keep my routine and have all my people to support me around me. So it's very nice being able to perform from home.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. It's very cool. So, Lara, I want to ask you the same question. Basically, give me a little bit of your background and kind of, well, you're from New Zealand originally, right? So you're kind of you're a New York import, right?
Yeah, that's me, New York import. I was born and raised in New Zealand, and I always wanted to do Broadway and musicals. I love theater. I love the stage, and New York is where that magic happens and where you can really get in amongst it. So I always had the dream of coming over here eventually. So I auditioned in 2019 to go to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy and got in with a scholarship. So flew over my life to New York from little humble New Zealand.
Yeah, I love that.
And started there with musical theater school, and from then just started working, and the rest is history.
Well, you're being modest because you've been doing this for 15 years, not just doing Broadway, but obviously singing. You're a comedian. You do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, you're kind of very well rounded when it comes to the three deaths of being someone cool, singer, comedian, and Broadway. Like, it's pretty aggressive. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm the winner of pride. I put on a T-shirt. Someone said I'm cool. So.
You should put that on a T-shirt. That would be fun. All right, guys, let's dive into a little bit more about this stuff. So we're playing the lead roles in this Broadway show, Danny and Sandy. Everyone knows the Grease stories. Talk to me a little bit about your roles and what the VAPE, the Grease parody, actually is about.
Yeah, well, I like to start by saying, Grease the film is such a well-known film. It's a classic, a cult classic, if you will. And people love it. It's got a huge following. But, we've seen the production so many times. We've seen the movie so many times. And it's just one of those films that is so camp and a lot of things that haven't always aged so well as well. So it's a very fun thing to parody. And it's really exciting to get to put on a production of a show that we love so much with a different twist and an exciting new take with fresh songs and these characters emphasized. And it's just a lot of fun. And it's kind of like a love letter of a parody in a way.
Okay. What do you think, Danny? Yeah, go ahead. Jump in there.
I think Grease is such a funny story, and so are like all the movie musicals that we see. If we break them down to what's really going on, it's always so crazy. Like whatever movie musical, it's crazy that they're singing right now. It's crazy that all of a sudden there's this huge ensemble dance number. Like it's crazy when you see it on Broadway, but when it's on screen, it's even funnier because it's supposed to be like that's not what is in every film. So when we get to make fun of these things, it is a really good time.
Yeah, I love this kind of perspective. Obviously, Grease is part of my generation. I grew up with 1 and 2. I probably know most of the lines, most of the songs, honestly. I think most people actually do. So to see a twist on this and then have it available off Broadway is a very, very kind of cool thing. I mean, did you guys kind of watch the films, the original films, and go through them as you were studying for your parts to kind of, allow some of the original movie pieces and little original Broadway stuff to be part of your characters? Or are these completely unique kind of Sandy and Danny that we're going to see on stage now?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, like I watched the movie so much as a kid, and Olivia Newton-John's Sandy is like kind of ingrained in me, and her little her qualities and the way she moves about and stuff is just so pressed into my memory that it's naturally going to come out for me in this production. But also, I mean, the parody is we have takes on these characters, and it's really emphasizing the characters that are portrayed in the movie rather than the show. So it's a lot to do with doing impressions of the actors that played the iconic roles and such. So it's been a lot of fun diving into those, because I mean, we even reference, we have like little references from real life of things that these actors did in their life, like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and like their songs, like Olivia Newton-John's songs in her.
Yeah, and more of John Travolta's movies and references from other things that aren't just Grease.
Ah, okay,
so
okay.
We're not just making fun of Grease the movie, but we are poking fun at the personal lives and personalities of the actors that are in these movies as well, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So that means that Scott is wearing a leather coat most of this and slapping the collar as many times as he possibly can, right?
You got that right. That is the truth.
I want to dive into another piece of this, guys, because it's always cool to talk to kind of people that do stage, right? And just understand a little bit about this process. And I know I'm going to have some listeners out there that are going to admire the idea that you guys have landed these roles. So talk to me a little bit about the casting process. I'll start with Scott. How did this casting actually come to you, and how did you go from that position of hearing about it to actually landing the role?
The casting for this one was fast and furious. One of the fastest processes I've ever been a part of. I was working on another project at the time, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to do the show, so I didn't originally submit. But then they put out another notice that they were on Actors Access, that they were still looking for a Danny. So like, all right, let me see if this works with my schedule. And I had my audition on a Monday, and then I was in rehearsals the very next day on Tuesday. So this was very quick, but the work that we did in the audition room was just a testament to how much Danny and Jack, our directors, can give us. and then how much we're able to get back to them. The notes they were giving me, the adjustments, playing with vocal dynamics and all the beat changes, because doing comedy is different from like all as any other thing in theater, any other genre. Comedy is so specific. So being able to hit those jokes was a big part of like, oh, okay, he gets the jokes, or oh, okay, she's going to be able to tell this story through the comedic lens, which was a lot of fun, especially in an audition, being able to discover those things in just like 10 minutes. So that was cool.
Yeah, very cool. Lara, tell me about your experience. I'm really curious to see how you landed your role too.
Yeah, well, I have a wonderful agent, Resolute Artist Agency. Shout out to Paige. And they sent me an audition for this musical. It was an in-person audition that I was requested for by the casting department, Cindy Rush and her company. But it's actually really funny. My good friend of mine had sent me the breakdown at Actors Access, being like, you should audition for this. And she didn't even read the part about having an Australian accent. She was just like, you'd be really great for this role. So of course I'm inviting her to the opening night party. But yeah, so I showed up to the audition, and it just felt, I don't know, again, like Scott, it happened so quickly, but it just felt really right. I felt really comfortable and safe and playful in the room just because of the energy that Jack and Danny had brought into the room, and Billy was there as well, one of the amazing writers. And just from the get-go, they just set up such a playful atmosphere that I felt safe to make big swings and take big swings and just be free. Because in order to do comedy, you have to, as Jack said, our amazing director, you have to tickle yourself, and which means like make yourself laugh. And in order to do that, you have to give yourself permission to do what you find funny. And I felt completely safe to be able to do that in the room, and that totally translated into the audition space too. So it was just, I know, I went in with a complete open mind. I had no idea what to expect because I hadn't done a parody musical before, and I mean, the professionalism with everyone taking something so seriously while being able to have so much fun doing it has just been such a cool learning curve, and you're working all these sorts of muscles, and I mean, yeah, it's happened so quickly, and it feels like we've known each other for so much longer though, just because it's just been so much packed in, and I don't know, it's been an amazing process. Yeah.
Yeah, completely understandable. So people can go to vapethemusical.com to check out the calendar and be able to get tickets. But I want to kind of put a shout out on the location. The location for this one is 555, right? That's where this is going to be at in New York. So it's Theater 555, they call themselves. So it's on 555 West 42nd Street. That's the location.
That's right.
Yep. What are the things that you guys are kind of looking forward to? I mean, you're obviously like grinding and learning and learning the roles and mastering the roles and getting ready for, to be on stage in front of an audience in November. What are the things that you're like super excited about to kind of do with this role that you have with the audience?
I mean, I'm just excited to let it all go. That feeling when you've prepared so much and you've rehearsed it and you know what you're doing, and just being able to get into that point when you get to go on stage, you trust yourself, you trust your castmates, and you're just able to go out and see what happens, and that's I think that's the moment that everyone looks forward to in a production. That's where the magic happens. So I'm just excited to do that and share it with an audience and laugh with people, and yeah, I think it's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, this show is definitely fueled by laughter. So when we have people out there really enjoying the work that we put together, it's going to feel awesome. And so many times as actors, we work for so long in the city and auditioning and finding something to do, and then when you get the job, most times it takes you out of the city. So this is one of the first times that I'll be able to invite all my friends and family that I have within New York, and they're going to be able to come and hopefully laugh at this show with me, because it is so ridiculous that I don't think they'll have any other choice but to laugh.
Fair enough. Is this very interactive with the audience, or is this kind of a little bit separate from situations like that?
No, it's more. I would say it's more so like a sketch show. It's
Okay.
It's encouraged to laugh whenever you want to laugh and react however you want to react. But at the end of the day, it's not. Yeah, it's not super interactive.
Yeah, we may look someone right in the someone in the audience right in the eyes, and we'll move on to the next next action.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Well, I want to ask you really quickly before I let you guys go, just a little bit more about, being on Broadway and acting. Completely different than obviously being in a film where they can cut and you can kind of repeat stuff. So, what are some of the tricks of the trade here? So you're on stage, you kind of make a little bit of goof. Everyone else knows you made a little goof because they know that some of those cues are there for their lines as well. How do you guys just kind of blend that in so that people don't really know that there was a mistake there or something? Talk to me a little bit about some of the experiences you guys have of just being on stage and tripping a little bit, but still being able to recover.
Normally in any other show but this one, if a mistake happens, I'll start to sweat profusely and I'm like, did they notice that? But the best part of this show is that if something goes wrong or if someone forgets a line, that is just something that we can share with the audience, because if we're going, if someone breaks on stage or if someone falls down, it's going to be a laugh. Everyone's already, they're ready to laugh. So if something goes wrong, this is one of the shows where it may just help the laughter and the enjoyment of the whole piece together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's such a learning. It's been such a wonderful learning curve, because each mistake you make is embraced and it makes it more fun. And I think, I come from a big dance background doing ballet and stuff, and you're taught just to continue on and pretend like nothing ever happened. Mm-hmm. But in an atmosphere like this, you get to celebrate making a mistake, and it really just teaches you that it's not that deep.
Yeah, well, it's super unique. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I know you guys had a full day of rehearsal, and you still found time to sit at the studio and talk to me a little bit. So let's just do the quick shout outs here again. VAPEthemusical.com is going to be available. Tickets are available now, but the shows are in November. It looks like it's very crazy schedule. You guys are doing Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It looks like there's even a Friday night or Friday afternoon show near the end of November. Very aggressive weekend schedule for you guys. So good luck for that. And then obviously we want to give people out there to check you guys out. So again, Scott and Lara, Danny and Sandy in the play. Make sure you guys go out and support, and I will link the website to the bottom. And I'm sure that the social accounts are out there as well: Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook, if you're looking for more information. So appreciate you guys so much. This has been a really kind of a cool little meeting to talk about Broadway shows and obviously Vape the Grease parody. I'm really looking forward to see how this plays out.
Amazing. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Thank you for listening to the show. Please take a minute to head over to www.savoir.com and subscribe to our publication.